Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're doing the Wayland teams against Treasure Map, Punk Hazard, Lore. And in today's video, we're not only breaking down the stages, but we're also going to break down the teams that I'll be using against Treasure Map, Lore, and the mini-boss stages. Now, if you guys haven't checked out my Buildable Teams video, I did release a different video with units that weren't included from the Treasure Map banner of Hina and her batch, as well as stuff like the Super Snake Man batch, as well as the Shanks batch, but I did include it from basically Uta onwards. Now, if you guys have characters from the Shanks batch, obviously they're going to help you guys out as well, especially for the Intrusion. The Intrusion is quite challenging to get around. Nevertheless, they do give you two very good characters to actually get around it, so hopefully those characters will help you guys out. But Trafalgar Law, let's break him down quickly because I haven't actually spoke about what this actual character does. He's a cerebral slasher, he's a dex unit, and he's the new free-to-play Treasure Map unit, which are stereotypically quite good. He has recovery bind, critical hit, and enrage. He has a support that's just stats, so who cares, but his special is quite interesting. He changes crew's block and type slots to matching types. If the captain is cerebral or slasher, he extends the duration of attack and slot effects by 2 turns. If the character is a crewmate, can choose to swap out for the captain for 2 turns. So if you want to, very similar to the batch from Sengoku, you can say yes or no to becoming captain, which is very interesting. I really wish they gave him something like a super type or a super class. I thought that would have been like a nice addition, just like they did with the actual rare recruits, because you can become a captain, get a super class, and then say see you later. But if you do become captain within the quest, he boosts cerebral and slashes attack by 4 times, HP by 1.2, and reduces all enemies' HP by 10% at the end of every turn. If he becomes the captain during the quest, he reduces damage by 70% and reduces crew's special bind duration by 2 turns, but does not reduce the effects when you swap into the captain. So, because you become captain for 2 turns, if you know you're going to get special binded on the next turn for like, I don't know, say like 5 turns, and you need it to go down to 3, so you can use the special to get around 3 turns, or at 7 turns, and then you can get it down to 5 to get around 5. You can use Law to swap into the captain, reduce the 2 turns of the special binds. He'll go back to being a sailor. You can then extend the attack and the orb boost, and then you can use the character to get around the 5 turns. So he's a very interesting character. Like I said, I would have loved for them to give him like a super cerebral or super slasher. Super cerebral would have been perfect for this Law. It wouldn't replace the super tandem Law that we have, but if you say you use it on a Hina, you could just like become captain, get the super type, like the super class, and then Hina's a super type. It would have been really, really cool. But nevertheless, he's an interesting character and definitely one you want to farm up. So for the treasure map, if you hit 1,000,000 points, you'll be able to get him to max limit break. 1.5 will get you to level limit break expansion. Oh, sorry, 1.5 million will get him to fully limit break, and 2 million will also give you the character treasure map character specific key, so that way you can get him to his max level limit break expansion. If you land on the pirate lunchboxes, so the bentos, you'll get more, and it was Law's birthday on the 6th, so the bonus maps of treasure map will have will have more lunchboxes for recover sailing stamina. So that's kind of fun. I like that they did that. Sanji will be added to the treasure map bazaar, which is also pretty cool, and that's basically all of the real information that we need to really know. So, as you guys will see down here, we have our boosted list. This is a Wayland team, so this list doesn't really matter too much. Obviously, we are going to be using the full boosted team, and we are relying on no stall speed strat. So let's take a look at the first mini-boss against Smoker. Smoker actually turns into a Psy character, and the recommended character is Uta 6+. However, we won't be using Uta 6+. Screw that unit. 5 turns of cooldown for everyone. Block slots, 3 turns of a 15-hit barrier. There's a counter stance, delay immunity, and if you use a type effect, you lose all your positive buffs, as well as reducing the crew's maximum HP by 10,000. So for this team, very similar to the accessible teams, we're running Uta as our captain. You pop Uta on turn 1, you get the attack boost and the orb boost. You'll carry that into the 3rd stage, which is awesome. And then you've got Caesar to wave clear. You go bink bink with Caesar. You can say see you later. And then we've actually just got Carrot to get around the barrier. She becomes our captain, and you basically just win. If you want to get a chain boost as well, you can activate the other Uta. And thanks to this Shirahoshi, we actually have rainbow orbs from the start of the quest, thanks to this amazing crewmate ability, where you start with a full board of rainbow slots. So very, very nice team. Shout out to Sin for that one. It's going to work nicely. That Robin is completely replaceable. She's literally just here for points, so it works very, very nicely. On to Tashigi. She is an int boss, which is always fun. The recommended characters are 6+ Sabo and Luffy and Whitebeard. And if you bring these 2 characters, you basically just win. Quick Strength, Quick, and Psy characters get their cooldowns. You get block slots, 5 turns of a attack down at 90% if you have a 2.5 or lower chain lock. Normal attacks only, 3 turns of threshold, 3 turns of defense up, poison immunity, and once defeated, he comes back as a dex type, heals back at 75% HP, and only lets you use 1 special. So, utilizing this Sabo on turn 2 can actually give you the chain boost to carry over into turn 3, which is always fun. And, utilizing this Daifuku to wave clear stage 1 and stage 2 is going to work very, very nicely. Then on the final stage, you can get around the threshold and the defense up thanks to Luffy and Whitebeard. They're also going to be our block orb manipulator as well as an attack boost for 3 turns at 1.5 as well as orb boosting at 1.5 as well. Because it's 3 turns, you have it for the revive. And then once you've done that, you're pretty much Gucci. Akainu is literally just here because you can get a... what's it called? A conditional boost because it says only poison immunity, which is awesome. And then Sanji literally does nothing. Like he's a chain booster, so that way you don't have to use Sabo, I guess, on turn 2 if you don't want to, I guess. It's just another option for you guys. It's a 1.35 booster, so like why not put him here? Next, we've got the Monet fight. She's another Int fight. The recommended character is the new Chopper, but if you guys don't have the new batch and stuff like that, you're probably not using this Chopper here. You'll be using him on the final stage. However, if you did do summons, this Chopper is amazing for this fight. Cerebrals, Free Spirits, and Fighters get their cooldowns. You get a full board of unfavorable slots, 99% HP cut, 4 turns of special reverse on your captains, 5 turns of crewmate special bind, delay immunity, and a fixed 10,000 damage on death. So, as you can see, you get a 99% HP cut, so that 10,000 will kill you. But the team that we've put together looks a little bit like this. Huge shout out to Sim, by the way. This is pretty much all his team, so he's the GOAT. So, thanks, brother. Zoro, he's our wave clearer. Turn 1 to turn 2, you're just going to go bink bink with this Zoro. It works very nicely. He's very fast. And then Chopper, being the recommended character, not only gets around the special blinds, but he also gives us a full heal. So he literally heals back all of our HP. He also removes special bind and gives us a minus 30% to Psy resistance for our team. And then you can utilize the Snake Man special to get an attack boost, to get an orb boost, basically just to do everything for your crew. Remember, you're going to get a max special charge because Chopper uses his special, and that's going to work super, super nicely. It's only your captains that get the special reverse, so this particular character works incredibly well. You have a base stat booster, you have more damage with Usopp and Yasop, and then you also have this Nami on the team. The reason this Nami is so good is because she makes Int Orbs have matching slot effects. You also get a full board of unfavorable slots. Because we are running a majority side team, she's literally just here to give us matching orbs. Even if she's not boosted, it just works out really, really nicely. Next, we've got Vergo, another Int boss. The recommended list for this is Sengoku and his batch. So, very, very annoying fight because Vergo will actually turn into a random color on the final stage. Shooters, fighters, and slashers get their cooldowns. You get 5 turns of paralysis, normal attacks only, 1 turn of only tapping with 4 units, 5 turns of attack down, 5 turns of damage reduction, and delay immunity on the final stage as well. So you want to try and bring a team that has one of every color, or a way to like manipulate colors. Something like Bond Clay would work really, really nicely here. But with Sengoku, he is boosted. He is a rainbow booster. He's going to give one random unit, well, not one random unit, whichever unit you select, a 4 times attack and a 4 times orb boost, which means you can do a lot of damage with whatever character has more damage on the final stage. To get around the wave clearing shenanigans for this team, Jinbei can do damage, he can kill, he has double special activation, which is really, really fun. And you've also got Izokiku. Izokiku are a great wave clearer, especially for turn 2, so that way you can actually carry in their chain locking ability into the final stage, which works very, very nicely. And with that, we're pretty much good to go. Unfortunately, we didn't really satisfy the 4 slasher requirements, but like, it is what it is. To get around the paralysis, Brook has the support of the Straw Hat crew. Cavendish has the support of Bardo. That's the 5 turns of the paralysis. And then with this particular Brook, you can get around the attack down and the threshold. You just bink this Brook special. You're covered for everything. Pop the Sengoku. Give it to whatever character has the color affinity. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. And you are good to go with the chain lock. Just go bink bink and you're good. It's basically just 2 tapping as well. So works very, very nicely if you have Sengoku. Finally, we have the boss that is Caesar Clown. Now, Caesar Clown isn't too challenging, but the Intrusion, it is. We have Hina, Smoker, Tashigi, Uta, and Shanks as the recommended character list. Psy, Int, and Quick characters get their cooldowns. You get normal attacks only for Stage 2, 5 turns of Resilience, and 5 turns of Threshold. So Shanks is amazing here, and there's also delay immunity, so you can use Uta as well. On stage 3, there's 5 turns of Special Bind, 5 turns of Paralysis, 5 turns of Despair, 8 turns of Attack Down, 5 turns of a chain, like doing less damage if your chain multiplier is 3.3 or less, and then there's also delay immunity as well. So a lot of very nasty defects. But on turn 2, you can use Shanks. Shanks can get around the threshold, which is awesome, as well as giving the chain boundary, rotating our bottom slot, so that way with Reiju, our Cerebrals get more damage as well, because this whole team is Cerebral based besides Tashigi, so that works quite nicely. Basically, with Shanks, you just covered for this stage 2. He gets around Resilience, he gets around Threshold. It works very, very nicely. On the final stage, to get around the Special Bind, the Paralysis, and the Despair, you have the combination of Uta, who can actually get around a lot of the Despair. She also gets around Attack Down too, 6 turns of it. Is covered by Hina, but you can also get 2 turns here, which is awesome. She's also a conditional booster. She's also a chain booster too, which is really, really nice. But with Smoker and Tashigi, they basically cover you for everything. You get the 5 turns of Special Bind removal with Smoker, and then you also got Paralysis removal with the Tashigi, which is super nice. And then Hina, double Hina is going to be all of your damage, because you can be an attack booster, a base stat booster, as well as a color affinity booster as well. And it just works out very, very nicely. So with the 3 boosters, you don't have too many troubles here, and the free-to-play units, they basically cover you for everything. The 3.3 chain multiplier might be a little bit challenging for some people. However, if you are utilizing something like Izo Kiku, that's a really good unit to get around this. But removing the attack down is covered thanks to the Hina, and the rest is just like Gucci. So works pretty nicely. The chain multiplier gets covered by Smoker, I'm pretty sure. Is it Smoker or is it Tashigi? I'm pretty sure it's Smoker who gives no, so it's Tashigi. Tashigi gives the chain boundary as well as giving the chain boost, basically starting at 2.8. But if you use Uta, you can like get that up to like 3.1. So works super nicely here. Finally, we have the Intrusion fight. Once again, where you're pretty much running the exact same team, but you can use Izo Kiku as captain to make this a little bit faster, and then just drop Shanks. It's a little bit weird, this particular Intrusion, because the full booster team doesn't exactly work to perfection, but it definitely still does work. So, on stage 1, Cerebral, Free Spirit, and Striker characters get cooldowns by 5 turns, and you get a full, like, unfavorable slot chance increased for 9 turns. However, with this particular team, and you have the new characters boosted, you are basically going to have a full board of quick slots. Locking them with Hina works pretty nicely. To get around, you have Paralysis, Defense Up, 5 turns of Bind on your top row, 10 turns of a 2.5 chain multiplier or less attack down, so you need to be above a 2.5 times chain lock to do damage. There's delay immunity, and you get 10 turns of chain multiplicative growth at 0.1. So very, very annoying here for the 10 turns. It's very arrogant, and to get around it, you're going to need a lot to handle it. On stage 3, though, your slots get changed to empty, block, or bomb. Normal attacks only. 5 turns of burn, 1 turn of special reverse, 6 turns of defense up, and there's defense down immunity. So it's very, very annoying there. And then once you defeat Law, he comes back with the 3-turn slot barrier for 4 quick slots. He then has strength, dex, quick, sight in orbs slots unfavorable, and heals 10% of his HP. So very, very annoying. So on stage 2, to get around this, we basically have Shanks again. Shanks is just the stage 2 god. He's basically going to remove the paralysis, and then to get around the defense up, you can actually use Uta here. Uta is going to remove the bind, and she can just set the defense to 0. Shanks gives you the chain boundary. He also gets rid of the paralysis, and that way you'll just kill here, easy peasy. We have Reiju support for some attack boosting on our Cerebrals as well. On the final stage, you have Hina for damage, Hina to get around the defense up, Smoker can get around the special reverse. You also have what's her name? Tashigi for the burn removal and the chain boundary. But then when the enemy dies and comes back, you do have to deal with all of this, which is very annoying because like your slots are going to be unfavorable, and that's going to be a little bit of a problem. You're not going to have matching slots, which is just an absolute... It's a yikes. For the meantime, I am going to sort of stick with this. I'm going to rely on Uta, like using Uta's special to give a chain boost. And then that way, you should finish, or you should start your chain at like a 2.2. But that attack down like is still going to be very, very annoying. And it is going to take a while to tap through everything. What you actually can do, now I'm thinking about it, you can use this Beckman, right? Is it this one here? He only removes 3 turns of it, which is kind of annoying. Doesn't really help us too much there. But like I said, you are going to be in not the greatest stead if you are running the full boosted team. And honestly, I'm thinking more about doing something like this with this particular team, as it's just going to be like so much quicker. The main reason it's going to be so much quicker is because Izo and Kiku get around paralysis on stage 2. Even though they're not boosted on this, but like under the cooldowns, bringing a friend Captain Hina obviously is going to help. But they will get their cooldowns by the time they revive, like by the time you get to the final stage. Once you use their special, they actually give you a 3 turns chain lock, which is going to help a lot to get around the revive. You can actually extend the orb boost of Hina as well. And if you actually get Odin to proc and you get the Wano orb on Izo Kiku, they're just going to burst through the barrier and do so much damage there anyway. So I think this team's probably going to work a little bit nicer. It's going to work a lot faster. In the early stages, I'm actually probably going to use this. Now that I'm really thinking about it, I would rather use this. But the full boosted team does work anyway. Nevertheless, the Intrusion's incredibly arrogant. It's incredibly annoying. And this treasure map, it stinks. It actually stinks. Like, don't get me wrong. I guess we say this every time treasure map comes around. But the last treasure map, I think the one before that wasn't too bad. However, this one is very challenging if you don't have the new characters. And even if you do have the recommended characters, it doesn't work to its full perfection. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on treasure map in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys are running something similar, or if you are running the more buildable teams, or if there's any way you guys want me to do treasure map teams moving forward, include some of the newer batches, or include some other options for you guys when we are doing these sort of breakdown videos. But if you enjoyed the video, belt the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the big red subscribe button. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Lates!